Others whispered it was something inside the machine. Either way, the last thing the recorder captured before the tape ended was Eli's voice one last time, barely a whisper. "If you're hearing this, don't open the second door." The warning on the tape, "Don't open the second door," echoed in everyone's minds, like a curse. Yet no one could say where this so-called second door even was. Had it already been opened? Was it literal? Or metaphorical? The fear lingered, but so did a dark sense of inevitability. Despite efforts to reseal the trapdoor and keep the chambers discovery quiet, rumors had begun to leak into the surrounding community. A few English teenagers, hearing whispers of a haunted Amish basement, snuck onto the property one night. They never made it into the chamber. One slipped and broke his arm on the rotted floorboards, but what they saw from above, before being found, was enough to reignite the legend. They claimed the cradle was no longer empty. It wasn't a baby, they said. It wasn't even shaped like a person, just something curled in the blankets, breathing shallowly with glints of metal and skin, but not quite either. Local authorities chalked it up to panic and imagination. But those who had been inside the chamber, those who had heard the tape, seen the diagrams, read Eli's descent into madness, they knew better. Something had awakened down there. Or perhaps, it had never slept at all. The trapdoor was bolted again, this time with iron and sealed under poured concrete by order of the community elders. But that only made the story spread wider and darker. A month later, strange sounds returned to the woods surrounding the old Miller farm. Locals reported hearing the rhythmic clank of gears in the middle of the night, followed by complete silence, as though the trees themselves were holding their breath. Animals refused to go near the property. Horses panicked if led within 100 feet. Lanterns flickered out the moment anyone tried to approach after dark. Sarah Yoder passed away quietly in her sleep around that time, and many believed it was fear, not age, that took her. Before she died, she was heard mumbling the same phrase over and over: "It's not just the door, it's what we brought through it." The community tried to move on. But then, in early spring of 2003, the anniversary of the Millers' disappearance, an unsettling discovery was made. A neighboring family awoke to find a symbol carved into their barn door, almost identical to the one from the trapdoor. Only this one glowed faintly in the early morning light. It hadn't been painted or burned, it was etched, as if by something impossibly precise. That same day, the family's youngest child complained of the tall man watching her from the cornfield. She said he had no face, just a mouth that clicked when it smiled. Soon after, more families began noticing small changes: farm tools going missing, strange footprints that seemed mechanical, odd impressions left in the snow that resembled a child's hand, but with too many fingers. Still, no one would speak of it aloud. The Amish have always believed in silence.